All right, so let's go through the process of what it's like to book your first session. We get this question a lot. How do I book my first session? So I'm going to show you kind of how to make sure your session is set up the way that you want it, even after onboarding. And also, I'm going to walk through what it's like for somebody to book a session with you. And then I'll share some tips on how to get started because we're still in beta here in EveryExpert. Some of the things that we're working on are around discovery, around driving more traffic to you. And those things aren't shipped yet. So while we're here in beta, the best possible thing that you can do as an expert is to get people to engage with your sessions. And this can be people that you already know. It could be somebody who's a colleague or maybe a close friend. You can offer them a discount or even get them to do a session for free. It's important, though, that every expert learns more about you and how you like to work as an expert. And the best way to do that is actually engage in sessions. And so let me kind of break down how sessions work in EveryExpert, how to create your session services and how people purchase them, and then some ways to share your session on things like LinkedIn or within your professional network or things like that. So assuming that you already got set up on EveryExpert and you've hit your dashboard here, I'm going to go over to the settings tab at the bottom left, and I'm going to go over to services. And services are where you configure everything that can be, purchasable or somebody can sign up for inside of EveryExpert. And sessions is the first service type that we offered. You can see it's right here. But as I've alluded to in some other videos, and we'll keep talking about in future videos, we also have asks and packages, and we'll talk more about that in the future. But I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new session here, and it pulls up this little dialog where I can say, let's say one-on-one strategy call with Jeremy, and I can add a description for my session, and that will show up. Here is a description. This will show up on your profile for somebody to be able to purchase it, and I could set how long the session will be, 45 minutes. And when I'm talking about sessions, I mainly mean video calls. So somebody signs up, they book a time with you, and then you hop on a video call. And all of that is hosted on EveryExpert. The really cool part about EveryExpert is people will engage in that video call with you. Then after the call, they'll get a recording and transcripts, some summaries, chapters, and action items as a full package at the end of it, so they can come back and engage with that session that they had with you. So we want to be able to continue to compound that value that they get, and we take that entire package and we use that to continue to feed how you are valuable as an expert, so we can match you in the future with other customers. So I'm going to go ahead and let's say I'm going to leave the price at 0 for now, just so I can more easily demonstrate what checkout looks like. Video is going to be hosted on EveryExpert. If I wanted, I can configure some questions to ask before somebody actually books with me. So this can be good for me to kind of know ahead of time, what should I review, what should I know about before going into the call, and save some time. And then I can also set custom availability for this particular session. Maybe for my strategy calls, I only want to do them on Fridays. I can go ahead and say, here's a custom schedule, and it's for Friday. I can also say whether or not I want to show a rebooking section inside of the session details page after the session has been done. But once I have created that session, I can just hit the check mark there, and it's going to show up in my drafts. Now, I can keep this in draft, which means it's just not going to be accessible to anybody. If I want it to be accessible to people, but only somebody with the link, I can bring it over here to private, and I can go over here to the 3 dots on the right and hit copy link, and I can share that with somebody. I'm going to show you how that's done right now. I'm going to paste that link in as another user. And as you can see, I'm able to select a time immediately and book that session. And so it's a really nice, easy way to kind of share that. But if I go back, I'm not able to see that particular service on the page because it's considered private. So this is very useful if you just want to do a one-off, or you just want to create one specifically for a person, or you just don't want it to be publicly available and you just only want to share a link to it. If you do want it to show up on your profile, you can simply drag this over to the published section of your services. And now if I go ahead and refresh that page, that service is going to show up here in the right sidebar where somebody can go ahead and click on it and start booking through you. So I'm going to say, cool, I want to show up Monday at 3:30. And I can go ahead and book that call. If I was charging for this, this is where I would collect payment, essentially. So somebody would enter their credit card or use Apple Pay or the various wallet providers that we have available to us. But I'm going to go ahead and just book this call. and it's going to, in the background, finalize the purchase. It's going to schedule the events and send those out to both parties, yourself and the customer. And then we're all set. We're ready to go. We're ready to jump into that call. So I'm going to hit continue, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the expert side. If I go over here to my dashboard, you can see I have an upcoming call with Jeremy at 3:30 on July 6th. So I'm going to just go ahead and click into this. And it says our session is coming up. I can go ahead and reschedule this session if I need to, or cancel the session if I need to, and I can give a reason why I'm canceling. So it's really easy to book a session, which is really, really nice. Let me go ahead and show you what it's like to put together or what it's like to go into the video room and do a session there. Okay, now assuming I have a call that's coming up, this is what it's going to look like in my dashboard. It's going to have a Join Now button where I can simply jump straight into the call once it's available. So I'm going to hit Join Now, and it's going to give me a preview of my audio and my video, and I can kind of just do a little bit of a AV check here. And when I'm ready to go, I can hit Start Session. Your customer will also see this as well. And so you hop into the call, you're able to go ahead and do that call. And let me see if I can hop in as the customer as well. I'm going to go ahead and go back and join this call. And I'm just going to select a different camera here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so I'm not echoey. All right, and so this is what it looks like on both sides when you're performing a call. So it looks very much like a lot of video applications where, it could be Zoom or Google Meet or something else like that. You have your controls right here at the bottom. They're very user-friendly. You can switch your microphone, your camera, and you can even share your screen. And so you perform the call like this, and in the background, EveryExpert is live in real time collecting audio transcripts of each of these particular people. Now, because I'm muted on one of them, you're only going to get a transcript from one of us. But when you're ready to end the call as the expert, you simply go ahead and click this End Session button and confirm. And this is going to end the call, and it's going to close it out. It's going to get the rest of the transcripts together, and it's going to put together a summary. And this might take, up to a minute or so. It shouldn't take very long. Like we said, we have it now. We have the recording right away. We have a summary and action items. Now, this was a very short transcript, so I likely didn't have any action items generated for me. But as you can see, we get a full transcript here. EveryExpert, if you do kind of give your customers some action items, maybe you want them to read a particular book, or you want them to engage with a particular worksheet, or research a particular subject, those are all going to come out of the transcript, and we automatically assign those action items to them, which I think is a really, really useful tool. And so this is kind of a high-level overview of what it's like to go and do a session. Now, how do you go about sharing your session? Well, what I recommend is, while we are in beta and we're still working on what it's like for you to get people recommended to you as an expert with a feature we call expert matching, more on that in a little bit, we recommend that you try to source as many sessions as you can through colleagues, friends, families, maybe previous clients. And the easiest way to do that is to go into your settings, go into services, and like I showed you before, you can click those three dots to the right of that particular service and hit copy link, and you can simply share it with them. If your service is a published service, even better, you can go ahead and just in your main dashboard page, you can click this copy button right here to share your profile. And like I showed previously, oh, by the way, your customer will be able to rate the session after the call as well. If you share that link to your profile, you will see the services right there on the right. So really easy to share something on LinkedIn or social media, to share with your audience via a newsletter, or to even just get a friend or a family member to book a session with you, get that expert practice under your belt, do a mock interview or a mock expert session just to kind of get a couple things under your belt so you figure out the system and and you feel comfortable with it when we start bringing more and more traffic your way. And this is going to be an advantage in the sense of EveryExpert knowing more about who you are as an expert, learning more about how you work so we can best recommend you to the people who we think will be a really, really great fit. So that's a high-level overview. Go ahead and make sure your sessions are set up the way that you want, that you're sharing them in the places where you think you'll be able to reach people, that you're using your network. And if you don't have that, then you get some colleagues or friends or family, people who are willing to hop on a call with you and just practice to go ahead and do sessions with you. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on EveryExpert.